Aloha, I'm here to show you how to use the InterActMath website, which is the online companion to our textbook, to help you learn how to use the website and the tutorials, and also in this video to show how to solve a system of two equations using the echelon method. So one of the great things about the InterActMath site is once you go to our book site, then they have questions for each section. So I chose the section for chapter 2, which is solving systems of equations. And so this question says to use the echelon method to solve the system of equations. I have two equations here, x plus y equals 12 and 2x minus y equals 9. So what I'm really wanting to find is what value of x and y will make both of these equations true at the same time. For instance, there's an infinite number of x's and y's that make this first equation true. X plus y equals 12. Like x could be 8, y could be 4, x could be 10, y could be 2. There's an infinite number. Additionally, there's an infinite number of x's and y's that make the second equation true, where if I plug in a value for x, then I can get a value for y. And so what I want to know is there one specific x comma y, one value of x and one value of y that makes both of these equations true? And if so, that's the ordered pair, that's the solution to these equations. So this question says, what's the ordered pair? What's the solution to the system? And type it in an ordered pair. So the beautiful part of our InterActMath website is that I can tell it to help me solve this, and it'll walk me kind of step by step through the problem on how to solve it. So it says to use the echelon method. And it says, notice in this solution, the terms containing one of the variables are already opposites. Because ideally what we want to do is we want to eliminate one of these variables. So then I only have I go from two variables and two equations down to one variable and one equation. And so they tell me to choose that variable, y, to eliminate. Notice that the coefficients of the y's are opposites. That's what I want to get. And so they're telling me eliminate y. So I'm going to use the transformation 3, which is adding two rows together to make a new row. In this case, they say since each equation needs to only be multiplied by 1, that means adding the two equations together. So when I do that, they say add these two equations together. Do x plus y equals 12 plus 2x minus y equals 9. So I'm doing row 1 plus row 2. Row 1 plus row 2. So when I do that, I have 1x plus 2x gives me 3x's. And then 1y minus 1y is 0 y's, and so I don't write 0 y. And then 12 plus 9 is going to give me 21. And so the nice part is I check my answer, and they say, good job. And so now they say, which of the three possibilities describes the solution of this system? So there's only three possibilities for solutions of a system of equations. There's either no solution, meaning the lines are parallel or never intersect. There's an ordered pair, meaning there's one specific x comma y value where these two lines will intersect. Or there's infinitely many solutions, meaning that these two lines are actually the same line. They could be the same line when you look at them, or the one could be a multiple of the other. Either way, no matter what you plug in will work. There's an infinite many solutions. So I know that since this one, I know that there's only going to be one solution in ordered pair. So I hit B, and they tell me, fantastic. So now they tell me to solve for this variable that I've left. I added those two rows together. I got 3x equals 21. So now using algebra, I divide both sides by 3. So that gives me x, and then 21 divided by 3 is 7. So I check the answer. It's good. Now they say that for me to substitute that value in. So what I know is that x has to be 7. So when x is 7, then I can find the y value that will be the same for both of these to make it be true. So I pick one of these equations to plug it into. So if I pick the first equation, then I know that instead of x plus y equals 12, I do 7 plus y equals 12. Because since x was equal to 7, they're equal, so they're interchangeable. So now I put 7 in where I saw an x. And so now I have 7 plus y equals 12. I can use algebra to subtract 7 from both sides. And so I know that y has to be equal to 5. And so they tell me to check my answer. It's correct. And so now I know my solution in terms of an ordered pair, which are x comma y's. So I know x was 7, y was 5. And so my solution is going to be 7 comma 5. Check the answer. Good job. It's correct. And then now it'll actually close and go back, and it actually regenerates another problem for me to try that's just like the one I just solved. So the InterActMath website does a good job of helping me solve the problems, and they have these for almost every exercise that we have. And then also I can additionally, if I wanted, I could just view example, and it'll actually walk through step by step without me having to fill in what to do. Okay, so I think it's a beautiful resource. It helps out a lot. It walks you through and then helps you learn each of the techniques.